Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Ryan Williams here, VP Neucopia, and I just want to start by saying happy 1 year anniversary to everyone. And then I'm also going to start by saying, Rich, mute out, dude. Yeah, there he is. Mute out, bro. I'm sure. So we're going to get started here. We've got a pretty laid-back environment for you here today. We've set aside 2 hours to do this event. It might be an hour 50, a 45, or 2:10. I don't know. We're not really married to the time. We're going to have some amazing special guests and guest appearances here on the show today. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll probably be pretty goofy.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in here real quick while you're doing that. On a serious level, first and foremost, everybody, thank you. If you're watching this live, thank you for being on here. If you're watching recorded, I completely understand, but I'm happy that you're watching. But there's going to be some amazing announcements. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody, each and every one of you who really have been with us for this whole year. I mean, through a whole year. Whether you got started on June 4th, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys out there who really have been with us from the beginning. And I can't stress that enough. You know, if you were on the call last night, you'd heard me talk about that. And I just, you know, I really just want to let you know that I truly, truly believe that this year was a pre-launch, in a sense. We really haven't done anything yet. Where, you know, I don't mean to say we haven't done anything. We've done some amazing things. We've got a lot of you here making 6 figures, and that's exciting. But I really want to see a year from today, a lot of you making a lot of you doing 6 figures, and there's going to be definitely a handful of you that are going to go over 7 figures. Oh, I'd love to see a lot of you go a lot bigger. And I think with my announcements that I'm going to make and show you who is getting started with us in Neucopia, I know for a fact we are going to take this by storm. I look at 2012, 2013, you know, 6 months, the first half of 2000, or the second half of 2012, the first half of 2013, and I look what we've done. You know, we planned it, we did it, and now we reviewed it. And I've really been going through a lot of things over my head, my brain, and seeing what was working, what wasn't working. And you go through those hiccups in a company in their first year. A lot of people who had started with us quit. I'm not ashamed to say it. They just quit. And it wasn't for any reason. A lot of them quit and walked away from a continuity / residual income. But they had money. They didn't want to pay their membership fee. And little did they know that somebody got, you know, attached and qualified. They walked away from it. And it's unfortunate. And it makes me sad. It really does. And if some of you are watching this right now and I know this is open, and, you know, I'd love to have you back with Neucopia. And I can tell you this, what I'm about to announce and let you know. Sorry, we had a little droppage. Are you okay? Yeah. Sorry. You see how fun it is? You never know what's going to happen. So, so I think a lot of people are going to end up coming right back on board with Neucopia, and I'm excited about that. And I cannot begin to tell you what's about to happen without introducing this person, but I'm going to do that in just a few minutes. I'm going to let you know who this is quite yet. And I just got to share with you, you know, I got to give thanks really to a couple of people right now that were with us in the beginning and pre-launch. One I knew very, very well, and I saw him go through a lot of challenges, and I want to talk about this. And I'm going to put him on the spot, and he just joined us. It's Aaron Parker. What's up, Aaron? So I want to put this out. Aaron, I've known for over a decade now, and I saw Aaron. He was one individual that literally, and I mean it, he had a lot of passion. And if you've ever talked to Aaron privately on the phone, you can hear it come out of him. A lot of you have seen him talk, do his videos, and he's just so enthusiastic, and he loves helping people. He understood the philosophy of help enough people get what they want, and you'll get everything that you want in life. And now he's reaping those rewards, yet in the meantime, he's helping a lot of people. So, Aaron, I want you to smile, be proud of what you've done, because it's not about you any longer. It's about everyone that you've been helping. And I know Aaron has a challenge of accepting that, of saying, wow, I really, he loves helping people, but he doesn't want to take the credit. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give him the credit, because he's done more in Neucopia as an individual than anybody I know for his team and what he's done and what he's created. I'm not outsourcing anybody else what you've done, but from what I've seen, as somebody who's grown so tremendously, it makes me feel so amazing. I'll share this with you. And Aaron, I'm going to put you on the spot because I'm so proud of you, and I know where you've been. I remember when Kathy got pregnant, you're like, dude, I'm having a baby, and I'm so excited. And unfortunately, some challenges happened. You were living in Florida, and I remember you calling me, and this was several years ago, quite a few years ago, 4 years ago, I believe, 5 years ago. And you're like, listen, unfortunately, I'm having to move to Indiana. And I thought to myself, wow, why? I said, well, things are rough. Things just aren't working out. The companies I'm trying to do, can't do this, can't do that. And you've got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that to me was a wake-up call. I thought, wow, this guy works his butt off. He's got the mentality to go, let me go forward. He's got the drive. He's got the passion. He's got the desire. He's got the vision. He just needs a tool. He needs the right tool and the right company to make things happen for him. And I see her, and I know it is wise. That's his why, ladies and gentlemen, right there. That's his little why. And so he moves over to Indiana, and things are just rough. He starts working at he's starting to build like RVs, and it blew me away. I mean, I honestly was like, "You're doing what, my man? You're building RVs?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got to get out of this, Rich." And he's trying to dabble, and he's jumping from company to company, going, "I think this is the one. I think this is the one. I think this is the one." Needless to say, nothing panned out. Yet he had that heart. He had that desire. He's like, I just want to do what you did, Rich. I want a company. I want to just go attack it. I want to help people. That's got to be the raddest feeling. And that's all he cared about. He wasn't like, oh, let me go make $35,000, $45,000. He wasn't saying that at all. He was like, let me help enough, because he understood if I help enough people get what they want, in return, it was going to come back. Because if you don't help enough people get what they want, I got news for you. You're not going to get what you want out of your life. You're not. Money only goes so far. It's not about the money all the time. It's about helping somebody else. And you want to help enough people get more in their life and get the financial situation for a lot of people out of the way. When the financial situation's out of the way, everything else becomes a lot more fun. It's entertaining. Life is entertaining. It's a good time. And so now here's Aaron, and Aaron and I were talking, and it was months before, and you guys, I said I don't, in my position, I did not need to go into a network marketing or direct sales company. I was happy doing what I'm doing, and I do well, and I've done well in the affiliate world. I've got my trades and my tools that I get to do to help me live an amazing lifestyle that I want. Yet there's a part of me that when you get to help a lot of people and you take somebody from down and you bring them up and you bring them up and you bring them up and boom, now they're way over your head. It's the most amazing feeling. You know, I've been fortunate enough to help a lot of people in the past, or today they've owned a lot of businesses. And all I did was I just pushed them, and I said, here, do this, try that, do this, try that. Hey, go over there, try it. If you fail, get up and go do something else. That wasn't working for you. And that's always been my philosophy. Yet I really, truly believe that when you have a company and the right mindset and the right philosophies to keep you focused, you can do anything in your life. Anything. Oh, I don't care what it is. Aaron Parker made that really clear. He said, Rich, I am willing to do everything. And I had some, a lot of special times that we're just talking on the phone, and I said, look, you got to do, we need a vehicle. So I was looking I said, Aaron, let me help you out. Let me get back in the ring and I'm gonna go knock this thing out, and I'm gonna go in this company that he was in. And I said, let me go. Let me speak with the owner. And I spoke with the owner, and the guy had the worst foul mouth that I've ever seen. I'm not a prude, don't get me wrong. I can throw some 4-letter words when I have to, but not in a casual conversation. When I'm meeting a leader for the first time, would I ever do that or disrespect that person? Now, just please understand that. Yet I really started to judge this person's character. And I said, Aaron, I don't believe in this guy, and I truly believe this guy will go down. And I'm not here to mention names or companies or anything. Needless to say, I was right. I can see the writing on the wall, and I know who to choose and not to choose to work with. And I found this individual to be a scumbag. Yeah, a scumbag. And I didn't like a lot of things I was hearing what he was doing to a lot of other people. And I said, Aaron, it's over. I'm done. There's no way I'm going to help promote that. I didn't feel good about this guy. He reminded me of a sleazy snake oil. I just wasn't into him. And I said, you know what? I want to create a company. I want to create a company. I know we've got it, and I saw the writing on the wall where people needed help. I started seeing another company as well, and I thought, wow, that's pretty attractive, and that looks good. Yet I really wanted to do something special for not only for those people, but for myself. And I knew it was going to be a challenge. You guys, this is my first year ever owning and running a company. Is that okay? You bet it is, because I get the great fortune of really speaking with and going to my advisory board and talking to a lot of these people. And they said, Rich, keep going, keep your eyes open, look around, look at your so-called competition, which I believe we don't really have any. And I went, okay, I'm not going to have a high price. I'm not going to do scale, jump, and have some $1,000 product and a $3,000 and a $5,000. I said, let's see how this goes. And over this last year now, I've seen, I've heard, and I've watched a lot of people, unfortunately, go into different types of businesses and companies that have been shut down, just, I think, really abusing people. And I didn't want any part to do with that. And I'm a real person, Unfortunately, you know what? I could have gotten in the shower just a little bit ago and shaved. Yeah, I could have. But you know what? I've been working my butt off, and I want to be a real person. I'm in my T-shirt. I'm in my place, and this is who I am. Yeah, I'm considered the CEO, but I not only just the CEO. I'm in the field. I want to work with each and every single one of you closely. Those of you who are working, and now it's about to get going. I feel like our first year in Neucopia, it was T-ball. Now it's going to be hardball. It's on, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get really exciting. And I want to share this with you. I cannot begin to tell you what it means for me right now. It's such an emotional situation right now, because when we had gotten Neucopia going, it was myself and Aaron talking, and Ryan. And I said, Ryan, who's been one of my best friends for 30 years, I said, I want to create this company. And there was a lot of hesitation and a lot of of this. It was like, wow, what's good about this? What's not? And I just went, I know what it's going to take. I feel like I've got my mastermind groups that I am with are, amazing. And some of them are $25,000 a year to be a part of. And some of these people I know, and I get to have dinner with, and I get to go out to, tea and coffee with. And now I'm totally fortunate to have a company where I'm utilizing a lot of these people. And they wanted to see how it was going to be the first year. Like, well, let's see how it's going to go. And now look what's happened. And I'm happy to say that a lot of you that have been with us from the beginning, from let's say the first month of June or even July, look where we've been. Now hold on. It's kind of like getting behind, let's say, a Formula One race car. I'll share this with you. They say that it takes about 7 to 8 years to really get it wired, and that's why they start so young. I read a story about Danica Patrick, like how long it took her to really get and I had a lot more appreciation for that. And I hope you can have the appreciation of when you're in a company for year one, that you can really just sit back and look and go, okay, let's evaluate this. Let's, Daytona 500 runs once a year, and I hate to bring it up NASCAR, but I'm just going to bring it up. But I saw this incredible, and I read this incredible information online that a good friend of mine told me about one of my mentors who's a multi-gazillionaire. And he said, Rich, you got to watch this. This will really open up your mind to understand it. Because I was like, why would you sit around and watch a car like go turn left, turn left, turn left, vroom, vroom, turn left? And I'm like, this is boring. Yet I thought, okay, don't be closed-minded. It's NASCAR. Let me understand it. Now today, I understand it, and I don't really understand it all. But what I feel like I do understand, it impresses me a lot. I have a lot of respect for them, and I feel like a lot of people who don't understand Neucopia right now are going to be looking back at us, going, "Whoa! I saw what they were trying to do, and they weren't trying; they were doing it, and now they did it, and now they're really about to do it." And I cannot tell you what that means to me, and it's having to be patient. You know, a lot of people got sidetracked with other companies, and you say, "Oh, the grass is greener on the other side. The grass is greener. Look, it's over there, man. This is another company." And they jump and they jump and they jump and they jump, and they get over there, like, you know, they're here 1 minute, they're gone, they're back. I am in this new company, la 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 la, and then everyone goes, "Well, I thought you were over in that company," and they're all over the place. They don't even know what they're doing. You know who you are. Listen, Aaron Parker is one of those guys. Aaron Parker was probably I think in the last 10 years, and I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to be very conservative. You can tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right, Aaron, but I think you tried at least. I'm going to be conservative. I don't even want to embarrass you, bro, because I love you like a little brother. But I think he was in more than 15 companies, and I have heard every one of them. Like, Aaron would just pop up every 2 months to me. Rich, dude, this is the one. They got the, oh man, it's this electrical thing, like it's a phone, and you make calls, and oh, it's just hot. I'm like, oh God, oh man, here we go again. Here, Parker jacked out of his mind. How much money are you making, Aaron? Look, well, none, because the company didn't even launch yet, but it's about to launch, and I'm fired up. I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go. And I love his enthusiasm. And that's why when I thought if I could build something to come along, it was going to be amazing. So here it is a year ago, about a little bit longer than a year ago, myself and Ryan are sitting around and we're talking, and I thought to myself, you know what? I said, now we got to come up with a name. Let's do this. And we were trying to come up with a really solid name that means something. And Ryan Williams, I'll give him 100% full credit. He came up with it. He discovered the name as a Latin for Neucopia, and I went, "This is it, abundance. This is awesome. This is what I'm talking about." And so I cannot begin to tell you and how thankful I am for Ryan for coming up with that name. So thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate that, my man. That was awesome. So I'm so excited about, really, and I say this a lot, and I'm not joking around, but I always get excited. I always innovate. I want to be an innovator. I'm always wanting to go and go and go. So you hear me say it a lot, but I'm not only excited about where we've been and where we are right now, but where we're going. So I just want to, really thank each and every single one of you once again that have been with us, from the beginning. I mean, I can't put enough on it. I could sit here all day talking about Aaron Parker and what he's done, and it's amazing. But I just want to tell it and show everybody is that he is somebody like a lot of you that may have been jumping around companies to companies. I've talked to a lot of you on the phone. A lot of you are leaders. You're amazing, amazing people, and I cannot wait to meet all of you guys here in San Diego. And it's going to be an amazing event. It's going to be it will change your life. I assure you that. I promise you that. You come out here, it will change your life overall. You just have to open up your mind and go, okay, I'm going out there and I want to change. And I'm so thrilled and excited of the speakers that we're having come out. I mean, it's going to be life-changing for a lot of you, seriously. I do want to also point somebody else out that was with us from the very beginning who did not need to come in with us with Neucopia, yet decided to, and that was my main man, Rick Katz, right there. If you guys can see him sitting over there, he looks like Rick is like, let me share a little bit about Rick. Now, I met Rick last year when we handed out the first checks, and he was one of the guys that we had talked on the phone several times, and I thought, this guy is just, I wonder what he looks like. I wonder how he is. And when we met La Jolla, I was like, this guy is cool and just laid back. yet he's one of the hardest working, most consistent guys in Neucopia. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not exaggerating. I'm not going to tell you, by the way, I will not tell you the amounts that they've made and what they've done. I think it's kind of personal. I will tell you this. It's a lot of money. It is a lot. And so I want to just share with you that it is really important for me to acknowledge Rick, because Rick was literally that guy that came in. He lived up in LA, but we met a couple more times, and he's just been so consistent. And Rick, I'm going to tell you this right now, my man. You are going to be in for a big surprise here in just a little bit. Hopefully Ryan didn't tell you. You didn't tell him yet, did you, Ryan? All right, cool. But it's about, consider this, ladies and gentlemen. We've been playing T-ball, okay? We've been playing T-ball where the balls would set, like, kick, and we're going from T-ball to hardball. Because a lot of you on this call that are on this Google Hangout right now, and whether or not it's recorded, I can assure you, these two gentlemen right here will be in the multiple six figures a year from today. I assure you that. I can almost promise you that. With what we're about to do, and internationally, things are really, really starting to look up. I mean, in a major way. And I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am, once again, of where we are. I mean, sometimes I get hard on myself. And listen, I'm going to be real with you. I get hard on myself. Ryan and I, we go, wow, we haven't done enough. And you always want to do more. And that's what leaders do. We are constantly like, oh, we need to do more. We've got to do this. Let's be patient. So we really wanted to kind of review our whole last year and go, look, this is what we've done. Let's be proud of what we've done. There's a lot of you on this call that I'm happy to say, and you've sent me emails and you've given me calls and gotten through on the voicemail, and a few of you have been in tears saying, thank you so much for this company, because I've only got 6 people, premier members, yet I've got a $600 a month residual income check coming in that pays for my car and also pays for all my groceries for myself and my daughter. I'm a single mother now, and I'll tell you, I can't begin to tell you what that does for me. And then I hear a lot of people going, well, I'm going to quit. And by the way, she's got a full-time job. Actually, I believe she's got a full-time job, a part-time job, and she does Neucopia. So if you're on the call, I'm not going to shout you out who you are. I know you're coming to San Diego, and that's another thing. She's coming out to San Diego, and she really is in a bind right now. And she's like, I'm doing whatever I can. She helps her team. A lot of you probably know who I'm talking about. Yet, once again, I'm not going to share that with you. But I really have got to tell you, that really enlightens me. It's like, wow, I get so excited. So I know I'm excited about where we are right now, and I can go on and on and on. I know one person right now has got a little limited time because I know he's driving back. He's moving back to Florida, and he went down to Florida. He drove down to Florida, and he's got a new house. I believe you got approved on the house, right? Okay, cool. And he's off the 95 freeway. I don't even know where he is. It looks like he's in a Starbucks. But I want to bring on Aaron Parker really quick. And Aaron, I know you're not going to be able to stay with us the whole time, which is unfortunate. But when you get home, wait till you see who came on the call. Came on here, because yeah, you're going to be bummed that you got to leave. But it's cool. Get home. You'll see the recording of this. But Aaron, once you come on, and Ryan, if we can unmute him and tell everybody what Neucopia has done for you from a year ago to today. And where do you see Neucopia going? I mean, because really, you don't even know it's about who I have sitting next to me, but who's about to jump on with us. But go ahead and share from the heart what it's meant for you, where you've been, and where you are now, and where you plan on going.
Absolutely, Rich. Can you guys hear me okay?
All good.
Awesome. So, first of all, yes, this is a Panera Bread. We're on the highway. We just passed Jacksonville, and my 3 girls just walked by here. Wow. I mean, everything you just said, Rich, it was like building up these emotions that I can't even describe. You, more than anyone, knows where I've been and all the companies I've been through and the struggles, working at the factory and all that stuff that you said. And, one of the main keys to getting me to this point was being focused, being so laser focused with one company. And I'll never forget, I mean, 1 year ago today, By the way, usually I like scream and stuff, but I'm here. I don't want people to think I'm like crazy on drugs, but I'm gonna try to keep it down a little bit. But 1 year ago, getting started in Neucopia. Wow, wow. And first of all, I have to give Ryan Williams a quick shout out because, we talk almost daily, and if it wasn't for him putting up with me and all the crazy stuff that I throw at him, running corporate and all this stuff he does behind the scenes, I mean, who knows where we'd be today. But Ryan, you've done just an outstanding job with everything you've done to help Neucopia get to where it is today, and I'll never forget all of our conversations since day one. So Ryan, thank you so much for putting up with me. Absolutely. And I hope that you'll let me continue for another year at least.
Well,
So
it's funny you bring that up because we are meeting about that after the call. So
awesome.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Awesome, thank you. And Rich, I mean, my goodness, we've been friends now for over 13 years, whatever it's been, and watching you and all the success you've had over the years, and watching me and all the failure that I've had over the years, trying to figure out how to make this stuff work, and making the transition from MLM network marketing to this model of Neucopia, and hearing your passion and your excitement when we first talked about this, and you were sharing the vision for Neucopia. And so many people, when we got started, Rich, we had like a 2-week window prior to June 4th of last year, and during that 2-week window, I'm sharing the vision, sharing your vision with people about Neucopia. And people thought I was crazy. Like, we didn't even have a website. We had no website. Nobody had made a dime. And it was amazing based on your energy and excitement and your passion and vision that you had for this company transferred to me, which transferred to so many people, which has grown into such an amazing team inside of Neucopia. Rick is one of the individuals that was there with us from the beginning, and I mean, I could go on and on about some of the people that I would want to thank, as far as Rick and Jerry and Emily and Rebecca, and I know there's dozens of leaders on the team and hundreds from around the world. So I just had to give a quick shout out to those guys because what you've done has just been incredible. And okay, so for me, let me bring it down here for a second. Neucopia, I can't even describe in words what this company has done for me because it's been such a journey, so many years of struggle and failure, and to have found the one company. I was just telling Rich yesterday that I have always said from the beginning, from 10 years ago when I was trying to make companies work, if I could just find one company that could get me to that point of making 6 figures. I don't want to keep jumping around. I just want to find one company I can run with, that I can resonate well with. And thank you, Rich, for sharing your vision with me. And I have run with it. I mean, this is all I do. This is my one business opportunity that I run with, nothing else. And and I talk about this a lot with the team. Shiny objects. There's been shiny objects for me over the last year, and I've told some big people making big money, no, I don't have time to do anything else. This is where my focus is. This is my passion, and I think that where we are today is nowhere compared to where we're going to be 12 months from now because of some of the things that Rich is going to be announcing today, which I don't even know. But I tell you what, I've never seen Rich this excited. So if you're watching, better look out because he's got some big things planned. I can tell you that for sure. It's funny, Rich, just today on the way here, I spoke with a prospect, and he was with us in that last company, and he's been watching us for a year. And he said to me, he goes, Aaron, you've done amazing. Neucopia looks like it's doing amazing. I'm ready to get started. It's like a whole year went by. And over the last 12 months, I've experienced that a lot, where prospects of mine from a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they're like, man, I've seen what you've done. You've never had success like this before. I wanted to kind of watch and see what was going to happen, and you guys have made it. Prospects are telling me, like, you and your company have made it. Like, this is the 1 year mark where 99% of companies go out of business when we've never had payment problems. We're paying people on time every single week. And, I mean, the company's paid out hundreds of thousands in commissions. And for me to go from working 2 jobs, dead broke, paycheck to paycheck, to Mr. Rich Cook paying me every single week for 52 weeks in a row, over $100,000 in commissions is just mind-boggling. And I'm eternally grateful for your vision, for your wisdom, for the hard work. And by the way, I love shirts like this. This is one of my shirts, hard work. Of course, on the back it says work harder, play harder, something like that. But your work ethic, Ryan's work ethic, Rich, that's one thing I knew, is that if I could just work my absolute butt off with one company and stick with it, I would have success. And I'm so grateful for what you've done. I can't even fathom where we'll be 1 year from now. But after what you're about to announce, after what's going to happen in San Diego, it is going to be just insane where we will all be. If you're watching this right now, I want you to know that up until now, you can even look at this and think about this as a pre-launch. Like, this whole first year was like our pre-launch.
Exactly.
This next 12 months is like, boom, it's going to be absolutely outrageous for every single one of you that is here right now with this company. Your income could be whatever you want it to be. I was having a heart-to-heart with my wife just on the way here right now, kind of just letting her know like where we're about to go. And it was like, honey, we've done something that we've dreamt about for so many years, hitting that six-figure mark. And I was like, are you ready to kick it into high gear with our work ethic and yes, with sacrifice and pressure, because as we all know, there's no wins without pressure. And she's like looking at me like, whoa, he's like, for real. And it's like, honey, if we want to go to that 200, 300,000 a year mark, we're going to have to keep working hard. And she's like, let's do it. So I'm personally, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for Rich, if it wasn't for Ryan, and if it wasn't for people like Rick Katz and the amazing people on our team. If it wasn't for the team that I get to work with, which I call my second family, on a day-to-day basis, I pour so much into the team, training, and just constant, communication, support with hundreds of people from around the world on our team, I would not be where I am today. So I'm eternally grateful to every single person on the team, and I just can't even fathom where we're going to be a year from now. So, Rich, thank you so much. And by the way, I will be watching from my phone while we, get back in the car. So I will not. There is no way I would miss what you're about to talk about. Is there anything else you wanted me to share?
That's it. Aaron, I really wanted you to come from your heart, and I really appreciate everything you've done, my man. I don't want to give everything and say too much, right yet. Right now, I've got some things in San Diego that I'll be sharing for you, and I know you're going to be. We've got you as one of our speakers on stage coming on, so it's going to be awesome. So I know you're going to be sharing some of your techniques and what you've done, and then I just what you said really is. It's so true. This first year, I look as a pre-launch. Even though we called it pre-launch back in July, and in August, we were like, okay, well, this has truly been a pre-launch. I truly believe it's been a pre-launch. I wanted to make sure everything was a clean line, steady. Nothing was going to get – I didn't want to be one of those companies that hyped up, pre-enrolled 300,000 people and never launched and never made any money from it. I wasn't going to be that guy. My motto is, you got to want it. And you wanted it. You've been wanting it for a long time. A lot of the people who are watching this, I know a lot of you who are on this call, tried, and I like to use the word tried, to go look at that shiny object he was talking about that was going to launch, and it didn't. And I'm happy to say we're here. And is it an arrogant side of me to say that? Not at all. It's called confidence. And I had the confidence because I had the right people working. I had Ryan Williams, my right-hand man, working with me on this and going, look, we got to make this happen. I had guys like you hitting the field. I had guys like Rick hitting the field, and so many others out there in the beginning days that really, we launched it, and you got paid. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's been 52 weeks. Ryan, you got to correct me on this. 52 or 53 weeks of paychecks we've sent out without ever billing anybody a service charge fee on the checks that are received to you, this, that, a merchant issue. Everybody has been paid. I know there's been a couple of times, if I'm not mistaken, let's just be really frank, that some of the people internationally overseas had, I think it was like 1 or 2 times, wasn't it, Ryan? That it was a day late. Woo! Sorry about that, guys.
It was actually a couple of hours on an international date line with a holiday or something completely random.
Okay.
And actually, that wasn't our fault. That incident, which only lasted a couple of hours, was actually Barclays.
Okay, so that's, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm saying is like, and Ryan's on top of this, you guys, and I want to share that with you. It's like a lot of you on here, Ryan, you don't understand. I like to call Ryan the unsung hero. Ryan literally became the unsung hero day one. He was doing more, I'm going to say a nice word, crap, than I wanted to do. And I thank you for that, Ryan, and I'm telling this in front of everyone. I love this guy to death. He really means the world to me. And I can't begin to tell each and every single one of you. This guy does the stuff that I don't want to do, that you definitely don't want to do, behind the scenes. And then he's got to take care of all the tech guys. He does that stuff. And I've got to do my share with it. But before I go do my share with it, he makes sure he tries to get it out of the way before I get a hold of it. Because if I get a hold of it, I don't like doing it. So he does that stuff. And you guys know what I'm talking about, that stuff. I prefer to be in the field talking with you guys and getting it out there and bringing it in so he can take care of that. But there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on. It's kind of like driving a car. I just want to get my nice car and drive my nice car. I don't want to sit Saturday changing my oil. You know, it's funny because when we were younger, Ryan would go, hey, I'm like, I got to go get a oil change. And Ryan would go, dude, bring it over to my house. I'll go to my garage and change the oil. I'm like, all right, you going to do it? He's like, no, you do it. We'll just use it, bring it up. And I'm like, I'm going to Jiffy Lube. I'm like, I'm not. So these little hands have never changed oil. I don't know how. And I'm actually not even embarrassed to say this right now, but my better half right now, she's actually putting up building. If you hear this noise in the background, she's actually building stuff. And I don't do that stuff because it's not my strength. So I got to tip my hat off to those people who like to do that stuff.
Well, let's get Aaron out of here, and I want to switch over to Rick.
Yeah, for sure. Aaron, thank you so much, my man. You mean the world to me. I love you and your family, man. You guys seriously are awesome. I'm so literally, I want to tell everyone right here and right now, I am so proud of this guy, man. Because not only did he serve our country years ago, when I met him, he was the toughest, most badass Marine. He was a lot bigger than he is now. I mean, he's still strong, but he was big. And I had the utmost respect for him. When I met him, I had to, like, grab him and go, if you call me Mr. Cook one more time, I go, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. He goes, you got that, Mr. Cook. I'm like, well, what am I going to do to him? He's a Marine and stuff. But that's the respect that he has for everybody. And I've seen this guy literally touch the hearts of so many people. When you guys come out to San Diego and meet him, you'll know what I'm talking about. This guy means the world to me. And I've always believed him. But through the years that even when I was on tour and I was with the bands and traveling around the world, he and I would stay in touch through an email, through a call, and it would just, and that was the most awesome thing that I've always loved about Aaron. And what he's done now, he's been that great guy. But I've been with him as a friend when he's been broke. And now it's such a thrilling thing for me. And I'm hard on him, you guys. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you want to be my accountability partner and you want to run with me, you got to be a little tough. I mean, I think Aaron will tell you that. You got to be tough, but is it worth it, Aaron? When Aaron's like, you know what? I'm going to get back to like 2 more prospects. I would go, no, you're going to get back to 6 more because those 2 might not be the ones for you. You might get 1, but they might not even do anything. They might not have the desires that qualify for your time. You're going to call 6. He's like, Rich, it's like 9:30 at night. I'm like, I don't care if it was 10:30 at night. And so I would hit him on this, and boom, boom. And I go, get back to me after you do this. Drop some emails. Talk to them online. Talk on the phone. Just network. You know what? Go help somebody get qualified. And I would do this and do this and do this. And a lot of you who are on this call were qualified. I can assure you he helped you get qualified, true or false. And the answer is true because he knows what it's like to help others. That's all he does. So, like I said, you guys, I am so proud of this guy. Aaron, thank you so much for stopping off I see there's one of your big Ys. I know you got 3 big Ys. There's 1 out of 3. Hi. So listen, Aaron, be safe driving back home. Get back home. Start packing up, and we are looking forward to heading over to your new place in West Palm Beach. So thank you so much, my man. I love you guys to death, and I'll talk to you soon. So, Ryan.
Yeah, so I know he's taken off and everything, but there's a few things I want to say, about the journey that we've been on over the past year. I don't want to make it the Aaron Parker hour, and also let me say this too before I get into my topic for a second here. But there's many of you out there that have had a huge part in the success of Neucopia. So I don't want any of you to feel left out. This is our 1-year anniversary event, so we are highlighting a couple of individuals who have been here since day one. We are going to be talking about a lot of you at the live event, and you're definitely your time to shine is going to be there. So if you're sitting in the back and you're feeling like they forgot about me, no, heck no, we didn't. We know exactly what's going on with each and every single one of you, and we appreciate you for stepping up and taking your business to the next level with us. One of the reasons that Neucopia has such a solid platform as it does is because of some of the conversations that Aaron and I have had over the past year. And sometimes they're fun conversations, and sometimes they're not really fun. But there's things that have to be worked out, and that's one of the things that I appreciate Aaron. And if you're part of his leadership team or in the power team, then I hope you also appreciate this as well. Aaron has a huge heart, and he really cares about what's going on, not only with Neucopia, but also with you as individual people, and his attention to detail is insane. And part of the, him noticing things and me noticing things, and then us talking about it, is what I feel like has been part of a secret to our success, is because we had people that were finding glitches here and there, and they were coming directly to me with it. We talk about it, we figure it out, fix it, and move on. There's always those things. So just so you know, Aaron's had a huge part in that process. But he's not the only one. And another person who's had a huge impact in that area is Rick Katz. Rick is somebody that I talk to frequently as well. And one of the things that's really always impressed me about Rick is he's very matter of fact, but he's also kind of laid back in this mysterious kind of, I don't know, to me he's kind of like a Dirty Harry kind of way. And I know he's from LA, so maybe that's it. I'm not really sure, but you got to understand, Rick has been making money online for a number of years, and I don't want to take any thunder away from what he might share with you on his personal story here today, as I've heard it several times myself, and I think it's amazing. But Rick was making money online. He didn't need to come to Neucopia. He wasn't required, but he saw us and met Aaron and started getting to know us, and then obviously he made the decision to come and promote Neucopia as well. I couldn't be happier, as Rick and I have had many conversations over the past year where we worked some things out together, some things I hadn't thought of, me and Rich hadn't thought of. You can't think of everything, right? That's why you have leadership. That's why you have mastermind groups that you interact with, because someone might say one thing or say one sentence, and you'll go off on a whole nother wavelength with it and figure out, oh, wow, we could have done this could be better, boom, boom, boom. So Rick's been a huge part of that as well. And his experience online and being in sales and dealing with people and customer service and stuff, which I know he does an amazing job of. He's a stand-up guy, and I can't think of anybody better to represent Neucopia out there on the web. So I just want to introduce you guys, if you haven't met him yet, to one of our founding members, Rick Katz. And Rick, I'd like for you to come on and just share a little bit about your story or just anything you want about the past year at Neucopia. The floor is yours, my man.
Oh, thank you so much, Rich and Ryan. I really appreciate that. I don't even know where to start with this, but and I don't want to take up a lot of time because I know there's a lot of people coming on and stuff. But the one thing I want to say is I can't believe it's been a year, man. I mean, this year has gone by. I was like, what? It's been a year? It's impossible, But I started how I got started with Neucopia was I have a safe. I have a few different businesses online, But for the last couple of years, I'd been looking for something. I didn't want to just promote my own business. I was really wanting to promote somebody else's business, you know, let them take care of all the hard stuff, and I just do the advertising and marketing. But I couldn't find anything. I looked at this thing and that thing, and nothing really grabbed me. And then one of my advertising clients was promoting Neucopia. And this was on June 6th. I saw the ad that he wanted to run. I go, wow, this looks interesting, you know. So I looked. Immediately started doing Google searches and this and YouTube searches. And I saw Aaron Park. And I remember seeing Aaron from some videos from a previous company I've been in. I'd been impressed with Aaron. So I called the gentleman that was advertising. I said, can you put me in touch with, you know, with Aaron? I want to talk to him and find out what the deal is with Neucopia. I like the name of Neucopia. I like the sound of it. I mean, the whole thing just seemed really cool. And when I saw the compensation plan, I was blown away because I've created compensation plans and I've seen just about every compensation plan out there. And this one, just to me, just seemed like it was perfect. It was just like so doable. It wasn't one of these things where you get in and then they want another 1,000, they want another 5,000. It was just the price was right. Everything just seemed right about it. And so I talked to Aaron. I asked him about who's running the company, what's going on. He's going, Rich Cook is in this. Okay. So you know, I was like sold. I thought, okay. So, but I said to myself, Rick, no. Sometimes you jump into things too soon. Just sleep on it. So I slept on it. I swear I could hardly sleep that night because I knew I was going to get into this, and if I was going to get into it, I was going to hit it hard. You know, and that's one thing I would advise anybody that's watching this, that if you're struggling with this or struggling online at all, you got, like Aaron was saying, you got to focus. You got to make a decision to be successful, and you have to work hard. I mean, work hard and be focused. And if you do that, anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. But you have to make up your mind to want to do it and believe that you can do it. You have to believe that you can be successful. You know, when I got in, I don't want to take up too much time, but this is just kind of interesting. That next morning, after I could hardly sleep that night, immediately, you know, I got signed up. And immediately I shot a couple of YouTube videos because I knew I wanted to be able to tell. I didn't want to just put it in writing. I wanted to be able to tell people how I felt about this company and why I thought it was going to be huge. And so I shot a couple of videos, put it up on a webpage, and I made a huge mistake. I come from, you know, the only network marketing I've ever done is traditional types of network marketing, and I've always built deep. You know, you help the next person, get the next person, and you just build deep. I've never been in like a 1-up or 2-up program or anything like that. So I actually was recruiting people, and I wasn't making money. And I'm going, Aaron, what's going on? I'm not getting paid. I've brought in like 10 people, and I'm not getting paid. Well, I wasn't qualified. So I forgot to qualify myself before I started helping other people recruit people. So that's the lesson learned. If you've never been in a 2-up program, make sure you're qualified first. So I ended up passing up probably about 8 people that I didn't have to, but I still, in the first 2 days, managed to make, I think, $1,000. So my first paycheck for that first 2 days was like $1,000. But, you know, so it was interesting. At that point, when I realized the mistake that I had made, I felt sick, and I was like ready to quit right there. I said, oh, man, I'm like the dumbest idiot on earth. I'm just going to quit and just go hide under a train somewhere or something. But I did. I got over that jolt of Can you imagine, you know, how hard it is to recruit somebody? And I passed up like 8 people that I didn't have to pass up. So anyway, once I got over that shock, I just got focused again and just went right back to work. So, you know, things are going to happen. That's the thing. Things are going to happen. Screw-ups are going to happen. All kinds of things are going to happen. You have to get over them. You know, this is life. There's not any perfect company. There's not any perfect. Every single day is not perfect. Every day there's problems. And, you know, and I've had to call Neucopia and say, hey, what about this? What about that? You know, and things like that. Every company has issues, okay? The key is, do they respond? You know, do they respond, and do they take care of the issues? Neucopia, yes. Neucopia is taking care of any issue that's ever come up. And like we've been saying, I've been paid now 52 weeks in a row. Now I've never even had a late paycheck. Paycheck's never even been late. I get a deposit every single week, you know, and I don't know how many companies, there's probably no other company online that could say that. So I hope you guys keep doing that, but but it's incredible. I mean, this company, I can't say enough about Neucopia. I mean, I'll get choked up if I start really talking about how, you know, how I feel about it. But Rich, Ryan, I love you guys. I really do. I appreciate everything that you're doing. I really do. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Rick. I mean, that really means a lot, you know, and you can't, guys, you can't fake that. We love you guys so much, and to be here with someone who's that emotional about something that we are that emotional about, because we spent quite a bit of time and energy putting it together. We built a company for the people, and to be able to be here with Rick and you guys and Aaron and see his kids and be able to experience that live, like, I can't even tell you how ridiculously good that feels. Yeah, we've paid every week on time, 52 weeks in a row, and all that stuff's cool. But this right here is what it's about for me. You know, I always wanted to be a part of something. And my story is similar. There wasn't anything out there I felt comfortable putting my name on. Rich and I started talking, and obviously, you know, we're all here today with Neucopia, but these are the stories, you know, and we're going to have different people on stage in Neucopia, and all I can say is, you know, if you don't pack Kleenex in your suitcase when you come out here, so you better stop by CVS or Walgreens or maybe even Costco or something and grab some on your way in, because we have some really emotional, life-changing stories with our membership. So Rick, again, man, I can't tell you how much of a pleasure and a benefit and an asset you are to the entire company, the things that you've done for your team, for yourself, and assisting myself and Rich through this whole process. And it's kind of funny because the first time I met Rick, remember Rich, we met Rick down in La Jolla. So for those of you that weren't here back in the beginning, and let me just say this too, because everyone keeps talking about how we paid 52 weeks in a row. We did not, when we launched Neucopia, we did things a little bit different than you see out there on about every week with something new coming out. We built it all in the background, and it's kind of boring, so I'm not going to go into any details really, but we put all the infrastructure together. And that was the most stressful part for us. You know, there was a lot of things going on. We had to set up the merchant accounts and make sure all that was solid, and the payment solutions and all that. So we did all that boring stuff that is actually what you must have in a company for longevity. We did it up front, and we got it out of the way. And so we didn't really, Aaron did the biggest pre-launch, because he was actually, while we were working on building all of this and putting it together and getting it on the website and making sure that it all worked, Aaron was the lucky one, because he got to be out there for 2 weeks just talking about how exciting this thing was that was going to launch on June 4th, like literally 2 weeks. And so June 4th came around, and I remember we turned it on. We hit the, you know, we turned the servers on, changed everything. The cPanel DNS was going. It was out there. The payment processors were hooked up and ready to go, taking orders, and the commission calculator was already running. So that was what was it? That was a Monday, wasn't it, Rich? Yeah, today's Tuesday, so it was a Monday when we started. We just turned Neucopia on and go. So starting in day one, we were sure we knew what was going to happen, which was everything was going to be smooth. We were pretty optimistic, and ironically, it actually was. We didn't have any issues, and people were running, like Rick and Aaron were running around like crazy, and the orders just kept coming in, and more members and more members and more members, and it was just like that all week long. And so the very next week, as you know, commissions are calculated from the Saturday to Friday period. So since we started on Monday, we didn't even take a week off. We started taking orders on Monday, and we did a commission run, end of period on Friday, ran them on Monday, and on the very first Wednesday after that first Monday, the 4th, we had checks cut and in the mail to everybody. And, you know, it was exciting for me, because that's what I wanted to see work. I wanted to see the orders come in, and I wanted to see the money going out. Because there's two things you got to have. Well, there's a couple things, more than just two, but there's some things you really got to have if you're going to have a reputable, solid company. You got to have a great product. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. I think we have one of the most amazing products on the planet. But you got to be able to take orders, and you got to be able to pay out money. And if you can't do those two things, that's why so many of these things disappear. So, again, Rick, you've just been amazing. I can't wait to hang out with you again. Down in San Diego. And Rick, here's the kind of guy Rick is. Rick was like, we're talking here, I don't know, it was about a week and a half, two ago, and he said, if you need anything for the San Diego event, let me know. And I was like, oh, it's cool, I'm pretty sure we got it covered. And he's like, no, if you need anything, like move stuff or set up chairs. I'm like, get out of town, bro. Like, yeah, seriously, thank you so much, but you're not coming down here to set up chairs, man. Like, you're one of the top producers in Neucopia. You're gonna come down here, you're gonna have a good time, but that's the kind of servant leader that he is. And Aaron's the same way, and many of you here with us are. And that, to me, again, is exciting because we've attracted the kind of people that we want in our business to be working with, and that's guys like you. So thanks so much, Rick. Really appreciate it, man. So, Rich, it's top of the hour. We got another hour scheduled. Do you want to talk about... or do you want me to talk about any of the stuff that's happened, or do you want to get into your announcement and bring that on, or what? Because I
would like
I know what's going on, and I tell you what, we keep talking about pre-launch and relaunch and all this stuff. Guys, seriously, this year has laid the foundation for Neucopia, and I have worked tirelessly ensuring that we have the great foundation. And now, what Rich was talking about earlier is I feel like we've got it, and there's some things that are going on here that are going to make everyone feel like this is 2012.
Oh man, I can't even hold back anymore.
Just do it, man. It's so ridiculous. Like, just do it.
Okay, I'm not okay. Look, I can't even handle it anymore. Well, first and foremost, I want to let everybody know that I want to be upfront, and I do want to share this with you. I am, I'm happy of what we've done year one, but I also want to let everybody know that I truly feel it was a test. We had a lot. You got to understand, and I understand how a new business goes. 98% fail within year one. 98%, you guys. That's crazy to think. That means 1 out of 50 companies are going to last. And if you can imagine how much Ryan and I heard, and you remember Ryan, like, you guys aren't going to last. He goes, I don't know how else said his name, but somebody that I respect said, Rich, good luck. I doubt you'll make it. And thank goodness that you're a smart enough guy that you've got a lot of your internet marketing skills behind you to go do other things. And I know you're passionate about your photography. And, Ryan's got his skills, and he's an incredible coach. But, yeah, hey, good luck. And I'll tell you what that did for Ryan and I. It was an action motivation for Ryan and I. We're like, oh yeah, you think we're giving up? No, and that's the thing that behind the scenes you don't get to see. That is trying to keep this foundation solid, and I believe we've done that. The foundation is solid. You guys, if you ever looked at a major building, a skyrise that's being built, I believe it takes approximately 6 months for that foundation to be 100%. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. It might even be a year. I'm just trying to put it this way. Our foundation is laid out. We've got some incredible leaders, and we've got some incredible people on the advisory board. Yet I'm going to share this with you. When we started Neucopia, I had somebody that became my partner, and he guided us and helped us. And long story short, we just had two different opinions. And he decided, he wanted to go out, and I said, not a problem. And I was happy with it. I said, that's great. And he went his way, and we were, remained friends. And thankful and fortunate for him that we still have Neucopia, but I ended up, buying him out. And yet I really wanted a really solid running partner with us. That I wanted to have a lot more, somebody at a higher scale than that individual. And that individual is good, but not where I want it to be. I wanted something bigger, and I think all of you deserve, and I deserve to have something a little bit bigger. And I've been speaking with this person actually even in the beginning days of Neucopia. And I was like, look, I would love to have you as a partner and have you come in, and yet this person makes no, he doesn't need to start a company to make this thing to go. Yet he said, Rich, I'll support you. I'll be a part of the advisory board. Let me help you run, this thing, get this thing going. And today, you guys, here it is 1 year later. I'm happy to say I've got a new partner coming on with us, and things are going to explode. I don't want to tell you what we're going to do. He's going to share some of the stuff he's bringing on board. And I can tell you this right now, already the buzz in the IM world at the high level of some of my mentors, and I hate to say this word, but idols and people I really look up to, already know about him coming in. And I am happy to say that my new partner and coming in and working with Ryan and I now is none other than our very first speaker who came on, Matt Trader. So, Matt, go ahead. Why don't you sit down, my man? And, Matt, okay, here. Sorry, I'll go over here.
In business, you got to know what you don't know, and I think that's something that Rich and I are very keen on in many different things that we've done, is when we don't know something, we go find who does. And although I'm proud of what we've done over the past year with Neucopia, we were at the point where timing-wise things started shifting and changing, and we knew that we didn't know what we didn't know, so we had to go find someone who did, and that person is Matt Trainer.
So Matt is somebody, a lot of you have heard me talk about this, somebody who I looked up to when I was back doing CPA marketing, PPC marketing with Google. You've heard me say this before, I thought I was doing really well, and then I met Matt and Amish, and it took me like down. I was like, wow, I thought I was doing, making $40,000, $50,000 a month, and these guys were making millions, and I thought, whoa, but he didn't seem that way. I thought you were so like, you were just like you are now, like, hey, what's up? Cool. I'm at this marketing event, and it's cool. And everyone's like, oh, that's Matt Trainer. I'm like, yeah, he's good. I'm like, yeah, he thinks he's good, but I'm the man because I'm making 40, 50 grand a month, bro. I'm hitting it. And that was my arrogance back in 2007, 2008 in the PPC CPA marketing. You got to understand, it was a gold mine back then. And today, now Google got rid of it. They changed everything, and it's fine. Yet I'll share this with you. I'm so happy that our friendship developed, and we've become very close over the past several years. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for him, I really don't know if Neucopia really would have got off the ground, because I talked to him and said, hey, would you, advise me and tell me what, I think this is good. He said, it's good. Let's just see how it goes over the year. And he's been really a big point of us in Neucopia. And I'm like, this is a big, big deal for Neucopia. And I've got to tell you, I'm so excited because I already know what is about to take place. And if you want to share some of the stuff that we're about to tune on and turn on, so tune in, turn on. So fire away, my man.
Well, so glad to be here, everybody. Thanks for setting this up, Ryan. It's cool to be on here. Appreciate all of your efforts you put into this as well, because quite frankly, I probably wouldn't have done this if you guys hadn't laid this foundation already. So good job with that. It's really cool what you've done. A few weeks ago, I started getting, just going through some changes in my life and looking for something bigger to do with my life, and started talking with Rich a little bit about, maybe doing something with Neucopia. I didn't really think about doing it to this scale, but I actually had started thinking about doing my own company, and Rich and I started talking, and because I have some pretty big vision, I wasn't really sure if he wanted to do some of the stuff I wanted to do. And, Rich, I should have known. He's always on fire for whatever. So we just started talking about putting this together, and now got a lot of cool things coming on board. I want to talk a lot about that stuff because I have a huge vision for what I see, what I want to see Neucopia become, and to me, the idea of just something that's geared around making money online, that's okay. I mean, making money, it's going to sound really arrogant, but I can assure you it's not. Making money online is really, really simple. I won't say easy. It takes some work, obviously. But it's simple, and life is really not about money. I mean, money helps pay the bills and helps free you up and helps you clear your head so you can do what's really important. But I want Neucopia to be about that stuff, the important stuff. So instead of just about teaching people how to make money online, which we'll talk a lot about that, the whole format of Neucopia is going to change. I really want Neucopia to be, and Rich and I both want to have Neucopia be now something, basically how to be kick-ass at everything. So we're going to be, Neucopia is not just going to be about how to make money online. It's going to be how to have super health, how to be superhuman, how to think clearly, how to get your brain optimally charged. And then on top of that, personal development stuff, how to be great at persuasion, how to be at your highest level with interacting people at all times. So we're going to adding tons of stuff. We're going to be teaching lots about health and fitness and weight loss and a lot about brain engineering, because it's one of my passions. It's about how to get your brain so you can have genius IQ and things like that. It is available. So, and then the internet marketing and the making money part is going to be greatly enhanced. We're probably going to go 400 to 500% more content that's in there right now within the first week, and it's going to be really, really high level stuff. Basically, I'm shifting my entire business, my entire company, all of my training, all into Neucopia, 100% of my time. So everything that I have for many, many, many years, it's all going to become part of Neucopia. And this is all stuff that people pay anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 for my personal coaching stuff to get access to. Will all be moved into Neucopia.
Yeah, just so you know, people, it's huge. There's going to be a big change here in Neucopia. So, hold on, sorry.
I don't even think people get it. Like, that's what I love about Matt, because Matt's not real, like, hypey. And I love that, because Matt's like, matter of fact, this is what I do, this is what we're going to do, and here it is. So if you guys need some crazy hype, like, this is insane. Matt Trainer is going to be putting everything that he's ever done to make multiple thousands of dollars a day online into Neucopia. And it, like you said, it's not just about the money, because it was never, for Rich and I, it was never about the money. And I think that we just needed someone like Matt to come in and start shifting the focus over into the whole abundance package. That's what Neucopia has been for us. That was our vision, is to have abundance, which is in every area of life, relationships and health, and obviously your money. You know, that's just an obvious piece of it. So, I mean, the stuff that is going to be coming out in Neucopia is like, I don't even know. It's like going from, you know, driving a Volkswagen GTI to a Lamborghini in the next day. You know, so you guys are really in for a treat.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you guys could understand what's in my head right now. It's a little bit hard to communicate all of it, but you'll see. It's what's in Neucopia right now is about 1/100th of what will be there over the next coming weeks. And the cool thing is we're not changing the pricing structure, the comp plan, none of it. It's all going to be the same. So what you have right now, you'll be able to go to all of your team members and say, hey, look, now we've got 1,000 times more stuff in there. It's higher quality, it's better, it's the most cutting edge stuff, both in make money world, but also in super longevity, you know, how to live to be 300 years old and be a super genius and make as much money as you could ever dream about, and, you know, how to be a persuasive person, how to have the strongest relationships you've ever had in your life. All of that stuff is going to be part of Neucopia. It's not just about making money anymore. That's really, really about third or fourth down on the list. It's more about, well, my vision originally was just how to be superhuman, how to kick ass at everything. So it's a lot to cover, and I think we're doing something that's unique, that's never really been done in network marketing before, because we're really going to show you how to be kick-ass at every portion of your life. And it just so happens you're going to make shitloads of money too. So, yeah, I'm not really good at hype, but it's going to be a lot of stuff. And on top of that, immediately starting this week, I'm going to be implementing a lot of cool technology. You guys are going to get access to some really cool software that will help you. How about this? Automatically generate leads for your funnel. And also, we're also going to be building out a few webinars and a few what will be really high converting funnels for your people, and autoresponder email sequences. So all you have to do is drive people to the different landing pages, and then it's up to you whether you want to contact people, but our system will follow up with everybody, and then we'll help screen people for you, and it will automate a lot of this stuff for you. Now, I definitely recommend you still talk to your people, but we're going to set it up so it will make your job a lot easier. And we're setting up a bunch of tools with software about how to automate your lead generation, automated video creation software we're putting in there, tons of stuff. It's got about $10 million invested in a piece of software you guys are going to have access to. Again, with no change in price whatsoever. Pricing structure stays the same. Once you see it, you're going to be blown away. So lots of stuff coming. I wish you could all see it right now, but it's grand vision. It's all happening very, very soon. By the end of the week, we'll probably see a whole brand new site. We're redesigning the site. Basically, Neucopia 2.0. This is the real launch now. So, hope you're excited.
2.0. So, yeah, I gotta tell you guys,
I have been talking about this here a while back. Like, we wanted to redo the site for the live event. We wanted to just put a new look and feel. And just so you guys know, like, we don't like a lot of some of the stuff, like how the back office looks. It's kind of Web 1.0. And the reason we've left it is because, you know, again, it was there, it's working, and we were waiting for the right time and the right moment and the right people to work with to start changing some of those things. So, Rich, talk about that, because I know that's something that you and I have talked about, and it's one of those things where you want it yesterday, you know, but we've also, and again, it's some of the boring stuff that's gone on in the background. We've had a lot of people come to Rich and I over the past year and say, hey, I can do this, or hey, I can do that, or hey, I want to do this, or hey, I want to do that. And it kind of got to the point I don't know, I won't speak for Rich, but it got to the point with me, honestly, where I was like, I knew what we had. I knew what we were sitting on, and I knew the potential that it could rise to. And so I got to the point where I was like, whatever, shut up and show me something. You know, like, I don't care what you want to do. I don't care what you think you can do. You know, I don't care. Like, show me something. And I feel like, again, there's a lot of things that happen where you just don't. There's always a reason. There's always a reason for what happens. You may not know what it is, and you may never know what it is, but it all happens for a reason. And here we are, you know, at this pivotal point, not just in our lives and in Neucopia's life, but in each and every single one of your lives as well, because I know you can't see what Matt's talking about yet, but I've seen it, and I know what it does, and there's not going to be any company on the planet that has the awesome tools that you guys are going to have access to. So, I mean, I'm just fired up. There's going to be so much cool stuff over the next couple of weeks. So,
yeah, you guys, and let me share this with you. Whatever you're doing right now that's working for you and in your personal recruiting and what you're doing, don't stop doing that. You know, continue doing that, because this is just another tool, and some of you are going to really love these new tools, and then some of you may go, this doesn't work for me in the way that I do my marketing and the way that I prospect, and that's okay as well. We want you to have enough tools, though, to do what is comfortable for you and to realize, like, this works for me, this doesn't work for me, I could use this every now and then, and that's what we want. We want you to have those tools. You may come across somebody that says, well, I don't want to do what you do. Do you have A, or do you have B, or C, or D, or E, or F? We want to have enough tools and enough information that can fill the needs of anybody, whether you're in the United States, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in Germany, whether you're in Thailand, whether you're in, you know, it doesn't matter, Africa, it doesn't matter where you are. A lot of you here are watching this right now. It's 1:17. It could be 1:17 in the morning for you, or it could be 5 o'clock in the morning for you right now. And so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you are in the middle of Timbuktu, where you don't really get to get out and talk to anybody locally. You know, we want to have tools for you. We want to have tools for the people that are local in our local marketing arenas. When you come out here to San Diego, I'm definitely going to be showing you some techniques and some tools in your local marketing arena that are really going to expand your business. And let me tell you, that is going to be awesome. So I can't wait. I can't really share that with you right now here online, but I will be doing it live here in San Diego at the Neucopia International Convention. So I just can't begin to tell you right now, you guys. I'm somebody that gets excited, hyped. My ideas are always flourishing and flowing. Where Matt, we decided, hey man, let's just come up with, this concept. I mean, he's so intellectually smart, and he's quiet, and he's very calm. Matt getting excited. I remember talking to him one time, and he made like over $100,000 on this deal, and this is his excitement. Yeah, I made a little over 100 grand on that deal. You want to go get dinner? and I'm like, you what? I'm like, yeah, you're buying. Me, I make a deal like that. I'm like, yo! And that just goes to show you, the type of person he is. Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
What is this? What is this?
I want to introduce to you guys. Thank you so much for coming on here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hand it over to you. You got this.
I got this.
Michael, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Burnoff.
Well, hello, everyone. You guys doing great? I want to get myself pictured perfectly right in the center. Got it. Look good like you guys.
Awesome. Hey, well, listen, Michael, we're
I feel like I interrupted. You were right in the middle of something. I popped on the line.
Now, Rich, give a proper intro for Michael for the people that weren't here in the beginning that may be wondering, who is this awesome-looking guy?
On the phone.
Yeah, instead of, wow, we just got hacked into.
Actually, I'm breaking in. I'm not sure how I got here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Burnoff here is. Thank you for coming on here. We're in our 1-year anniversary right now, Michael, and you were. Thank you. You, to be quite honest, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll tell the story in San Diego, but thank you so much for the words that you gave to me back in July, on July 1st. I'll never forget that day. It was July 1st, 2012, that really kept me more focused on Neucopia, on this company, of wanting to hang on and stick through this and go ride this thing out and get through some of the challenges in the early days that we had had. And your words and wisdom that got me over that. And for Matt, introducing me to you and flying out to Arizona for 5 days with you at that HIT convention was just amazing to me, which I can't wait for you to come to San Diego and share on stage some of that information, which I know you're going to only be able to get a little bit of it out, but you guys, when you guys get to see Michael Burnoff on stage, it's just going to be a touch of what you really get at a 5-day seminar with him. It changed my life immensely, and I know a lot of you on here are going to be attending his conference. So not only the San Diego one, but his private one, and I'm so excited because I know what he's done for myself, what he's done for Matt has been amazing. So I can't thank you enough, Michael. I mean, I love you to death. You and Deborah are two amazing people. Just your heart when you're like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm out in Las Vegas. It's my birthday. You're like, cool, I'm gonna fly out. And you came out, you're like, well, I gotta go there anyways. Let's hook up. And that was like, wow, all right, and let's go get dinner. And I thought, this guy is awesome. Like, you don't have to come, and you fly from Scottsdale to Vegas, and that was like right there. I was like, man, you were already awesome. But that just was like cherry on top. That was so cool. So, I just can't begin to tell you here in just a couple minutes, and I'm sure your time is very valuable, but I really appreciate you coming on here. And I just want to let everybody know, if you can share a little bit of information, Michael, what you're going to be talking about in San Diego, I would really appreciate it, because in a nutshell, me trying to explain to people, and we've tried, to do it on, on our calls and videos, but I'm so happy you got to come on here right now. If you could share some information you might be sharing with us, I'd really appreciate it.
I want to say a couple things too, real quick. Yeah, Michael, I mean, you've obviously been a huge impact on my life, and I just want to tell all you guys about how Michael really pushed me to get involved with Rich and push myself to another level and to get involved in more personal development type stuff, which Michael would just announce some of that stuff just before you got on here. And a new direction for that. So I really want to appreciate that for you not only being my friend, but pushing me to go to another level. And I can't wait to see you in San Diego, and you guys are going to have a treat. So say whatever you want, Michael. It's great having you here. Thanks for coming on last minute.
I appreciate it too, and I got the text, and I said I'd love to be there. I moved a few things around to make certain I could be here today. Video is more new to me right now, so I can make sure to stare at the little green dot on the screen, so it doesn't look like I'm looking at my feet right now. So I want to make certain that you guys get the impact. And Rich, you asked the question very simply, and Matt, I know, knows me really well from the marketing standpoint. It's a challenge for me a lot of times to explain all that we do with our company and all the different things that we cover. And when you ask me what am I going to be sharing with you guys at our time together in San Diego, is really, really exciting to think about, yet I am limited because I said, Rich, can I speak for 3 days? And he said, no, you can have a couple hours. So I need to make certain that you guys understand what we're going to do. And what I want to make certain happens is by the time you leave that event and you're looking back at, some of the stuff that I covered and the different things that I went through, the real information I want to cover is not how to build your business and get rich, not, the best lines to say to people. I want to discuss with you really what allows you to get what it is that you want in your life, because I know for a fact all of you wouldn't be here right now if there wasn't more that you wanted. Neucopia offers you a solution, a financial solution, offers you a development of yourself solution. It offers you so many things in your life. The question is, how do you become successful and get that satisfaction you're looking for in your life? And for the last 12 years or so, I've been studying one very simple thing, human beings, and it's not very simple always. And one of the things that I realized is most people in life know what it is they want, but the challenge is, how do I get you to do what it is that you know and get yourself to follow through? So what I'm going to be covering with you guys is a lot about what makes you do what you do and how to get yourself to do what you need to do, what makes other people do what they do, how would you like to get them to do what you'd like them to do, whether it's persuasion, whether it's influence, whether it's sales related, but really, how do you get yourself to succeed at the level that you really desire? Because if you got hopes and ambitions and dreams in your heart, it's not about getting you to have a bigger dream. It's about getting that dream to start becoming a reality for you. So all of us have this complicated thing called our brain, and the majority of us haven't figured out how to use it. So by the end of our time together, I want to make certain you understand how your brain works, what the games you play with yourself, how to get your brain connected to start moving you in the direction of what it is you want. Now that may sound esoteric. I know we're going to California, so that may fit in good. But I know for a fact that by the end of our time together, my biggest thing is you're going to learn how to get yourself to do what it is you want, understand yourself more effectively than you do now, and how to drive yourself to really make yourself be and do what it is that you want on a regular basis. So I could go off on a tangent right now. If you want to be more specific, that's the condensed version. If there's something you want, you're going to know how to get it, and you're not only going to know how to get it, you're going to be in the process of getting it even better after a short hour together. So is there anything else you want me to cover on that? I mean, I could go off into warp speed here if you want.
No, I mean, I could take it. I mean, forever. Obviously, I mean, if there's any bullet points that you'd, really loved it. Like, hit on anything you want to share with us for just a couple minutes. I mean, I'll take it because I love hearing you speak, and I love your knowledge, man, and it's awesome. So,
am I speaking twice?
What's that?
Am I speaking once or twice?
In San Diego?
Yeah.
Oh, twice.
Okay, good. So I'll tell you what I'm going to cover. Just want to make certain. Another thing is, if you're considering coming and not, you have to remember that it was an event just like this that radically changed my life about 15 years ago, and you never know what you're going to get out of this, whether it's the people you meet, the information you get. You might get one little thing, and I want to be really clear. If you're on the fence, do I fly to San Diego? I know I live in New Mexico. I had a guy recently come from Australia to one of my events, and he said, Michael, I wonder why someone has trouble driving from California to Arizona, like 5 hours, where I got on a flight for 18 hours to come to an event. He goes, the distance is a reason to come, not an excuse. So if you're on the fence of whether to come or not, it's always these events, these moments that radically enhance your life. Both these gentlemen here, as well as anybody else who's ever been to an event, understands those little things that make a difference. So one little preface I'm going to give you is I want you to imagine that your life, everything you ever wanted, is inside of a box. And that box has a lock on it. 4 digits are in the lock, and you know 3 of them are correct. You checked with the master locksmith. The first number is 6, the 7 number is 4, the third number is 3. Now, the last digit is 1 of 9. The question is, what if you came to this event and you get that last digit? And inside that box is everything you wanted financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, relationship-wise. You just make a new friend, whatever it is, everything you ever wanted was in there. And whether it's me, one of the other speakers, Rich, Matt, anybody, reveals to you a very, very simple idea. And that one little idea really makes your life go to the next level. That's what I'm going to tell you. If you're hesitating, get the plane ticket. If you're hesitating, you need to be there. So that's really my push. I don't have a financial gain for that. It's just I know what this type of information has done for me. Now, for what I'm going to cover, I got 2 very simple sessions. The first one I'm going to cover is what stops most people from succeeding. If there's something in your life that you've wanted, I've worked with hundreds of thousands of people all over the world, and I've realized it's actually simpler than you realize. There's about a half dozen things that have stopped you from getting what you want. And I'm going to share with you 2 things that stop everybody from getting what they want, how to literally flip those in your brain so you can start moving towards what you want on a regular basis. So I'm going to share with you what stops most people from succeeding and how to start moving forward right away. It's almost like putting a wedge underneath your shoe and your foot just starts moving towards what it is you want. That's the first thing I'm going to cover, is what stops most people from succeeding. The second thing I'm going to cover is literally a few things that once we start activating those in your life, starts moving you towards being more consistent. And for a lot of people, your biggest challenge in life is consistency, not knowing what to do. How do I become consistent regularly? And consistency is not a discipline. Consistency is a way of living. And that's really one thing that if you walk away from the weekend becoming a more of a consistent person, your life's going to open up some huge channels for you. The third thing I'm going to cover is really about goal setting. And I hope I don't make any of the other speakers mad, but let me tell you a little about goal setting. It doesn't work for most people. And the reason why it doesn't work for most people is most of you set goals. I mean, I promise you, somewhere in wherever you guys are at shooting this video, there's a goal list somewhere that when you look at it, actually depresses you thinking about it. Here's why it's been there for a decade. I'm going to teach you why goal setting doesn't work for the majority of the world and how to actually get goals instead of setting them. Because it should take 5 seconds to figure out what you want. Then you need to figure out how do you actually obtain what it is you're looking for. Make $1 million with Neucopia? Great, got my goal. Beach house, got your goal. Question is, how do you make that a reality for you in your life? That's what I'm going to show you how to do. What 3% of the world is doing that the rest isn't, that the 99% of the personal development speakers out there, I don't want to say they've been lying to you, but they've been misled also. I'm going to teach you how to get past that. I'm going to share with you a couple of trigger words and things, how to move you and other people. I'm also going to cover some persuasion techniques. And one of the things that I've been working at over the last couple of years is how to influence a communication with somebody. When you're having a transaction, there's Nick. When you're having a transaction with somebody, look at the weightlifting thing he's got going on. When you're having a transaction with another human being, whether it's personal, intimate, one-on-one, whatever it is you're doing, information gets passed back and forth. Wouldn't it be amazing to make their life better and your life better and them think it's a good idea to want what it is you have so we could stop worrying about how to write good copy and just learn how to communicate in a way that makes people do what you want them to do, whether it's copy, whether it's persuasion, whether it's influence. If you want to change your life or change other people's, it just takes a very, very simple understanding of humans. So I'm going to share communication tactics and strategies, but at the end of the day, everything I promise you right now is going to be minute and cute compared to what we do. I'll give you the sexy version when we show up, and I promise by the end, you're going to say, by the end of my hour at the beginning or so, whatever I do, you're going to say, I can go home now. I already got what I needed. And by the time some of the other speakers come on, you're going to go, holy crap, Rich, Matt, I ripped you guys off. I have no idea why you didn't charge $10 million for this thing. I'm telling you, that's the feeling you guys are going to have, and I'll make sure I deliver that immediately off the bat. So there's my bullet points, man, and the big thing is get your ass there. Get there. Get to the event. Make the decision. Step up. Do it. Do the thing that I did years ago. We've made so much money over the years and helped so many people. I look at the people on the phone, so many of you I've worked with because I went to an event like this years ago. And I'm just going to tell you, step up, do what you need to do, book your ticket, get your flight, get your ass there, and things are going to start to change because we're not going to come to your house and do this. You got to make the first step and come see us.
I love it.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. And somebody that you'll be sharing the stage with here in San Diego just stepped on. And thanks a lot for coming on here, Nick. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick Unsworth, and he will be sharing the stage. And he knows he going behind you, Michael, is going to be tough. So I think we're going to put Nick before you. I'm just messing with you.
Give me a little bit of credit, man. Shit.
I don't know what you just said, but I heard everyone laughing. I missed the last part.
We do different things, man. So.
Hey, well, let me just say something here really quick, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Unsworth was one of both. Everyone that's here right now was really with us in the beginning stages when Neucopia had started. And I got to tip my hat off to each and every single one of you guys, Michael, Matt, Nick. They were right here in the beginning with us when a lot of people didn't give us a shot. And once a lot of people out in the industry started seeing Michael, Nick, and Matt, they started realizing, wow, this is something really special. So I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, really, thank you so much. And I just am not only excited, like I said, of where we've been, and it's been an amazing year, but really where we're going to be heading. And I think after this event, I mean, today is an amazing day with the announcement of Matt coming in as my partner and coming, and going into San Diego on July 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's going to be astronomical. It's going to be happening a year from today. But it takes this foundation of getting a company going, and these three individuals right here really are three very special, important people to me personally, because they didn't have to come on and speak on behalf of Neucopia and put their names out there without taking a risk as well, and they did. So you guys, thank you very, very much. It means a lot, seriously.
Yeah,
and I'm so excited that you came on, Nick. I put Nick on the spot, you guys, last minute. So thanks, Nick.
Well, the holdup is I had to do my hair, man.
Looks good.
I work from home, you know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, wait a minute. You comb that hair? You look like you just got out of bed.
Electric socket. Electric socket.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Nick, why don't you, if you don't mind, I mean, why don't you share a little bit about what you'll be speaking about here in San Diego? I know you shared it the other day, but for some of those who weren't online, there's quite a few people here with us right now online.
Cool. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man, and yeah, welcome to all you guys on the line. Trainer, congrats, man, on being part of the company, man. That's freaking awesome, and yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited about the event coming up. I mean, this is right in our backyard in San Diego. It's going to be a good time, and content's going to be phenomenal. So I just caught the tail end of buddy Michael Burnoff. He's going to rock. He's absolutely incredible if you haven't seen his stuff. And then on my side, what I'm going to be covering is a step-by-step process that gets really, really into the details about how to build authority. And building authority online and building your own personal brand, it's one of the fastest ways to build up your Neucopia business, to build up your expertise no matter what niche you're going into. You know, if you have another business that you're working on as well. But building up your authority, building up your name, it's going to help you network faster, build a team faster, make more money faster. And that's one of the things that I've been training people that has had a huge amount of leverage to it that can really yield a lot of money fast. Another thing is about Facebook marketing, doing a deep dive into giving you guys a really clear, simple process. So everyone says social media is overwhelming, social media is a pain in the ass. Well, I'm going to be bringing a step-by-step process to make it easy for you guys. I've got lots of great strategies with Facebook advertising that you can use in your business right away. So it's going to be pretty kick-ass, man. I'm fired up.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Hey, Nick, I just want to bring it back a little bit. You and I met a couple years ago. I believe it was the Magic Bullet Conference.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was there, or another conference somewhere in the country. Yet you and I became pretty close last year after we spent the 5 days event with Michael Burnoff. And as a matter of fact, if you remember this, I remember it was you and I in the bidding war at the
fundraiser.
The fundraiser, yeah. And because Michael's event is an amazing event. It's worth thousands of dollars. But you and I got in a bidding war.
We duked it out.
Who's bidding against me? And you won. And then I remember going, hey, you go, oh, and then you won. I'm like, man, I don't believe it. And then I actually at the last minute was like, all right, I'm going to go to Michael's event. And I remember that was when you and I became pretty close. Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing. But since then, I mean, I've watched you just, boom, grow and grow and grow. And all you and I have talked about, when you and I have gone out to lunch and dinners, and me, you, and Ryan have hung out, and Matt, and you're constantly going, man, Burnoff's event. and I know you just recently went to one.
Yep.
But I mean, I can't stress it to you enough. I've been telling Aaron Parker, who's one of our, our top guys, and I thought, man, if Aaron, who is a lot like me, very energetic, I thought, if he goes, what is going to happen when he goes to Burnoff's event, to the hit?
Dude, let me just do a minute on that, and I love Burnoff, man. This is a crazy story, man, because I literally have had the most transformational year in my entire life. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. I've had some ups and some downs, and when I think about the past 12 months, almost exactly a year ago. I mean, Trainer, you had that party about a year ago, and it's been one of the best years of my entire life. And what happened is, so we're at Trainer's house. There's, he does a few minutes about, explaining this event. It's $6,000, and this guy Michael Burnoff. And I looked at it and I was like, it didn't matter who the name was. It didn't matter anything. I just literally looked at Trainer and I was like, it's good. He's like, yeah, man, it's good, man. It totally changed me. And then that was all I needed to state. So then I put up some money and I said, screw it. I'm going to bid on the silent auction. And, I was at a point in my life where I needed to make some changes happen. Fortunately, I win it. I duked it out and beat Cooker for it.
Who is this guy?
You're mine, buddy. and it was crazy. So I went to his HIT event, and like everything completely changed for me. So I mean, I learned some strategies that I'm sure he'll be teaching with you guys in San Diego, and it just I think of it as like becoming a better version of yourself. Like if you can optimize how you think in your freaking head as an entrepreneur, there's nothing more important. Because if you can't get yourself to do the shit you need to do, then my Facebook strategies are going to be completely worthless. Anything you learn at the event's going to be worthless unless you master what's between your ears. And that's what he's been able to do, and it's been so much fun, not just going to the events and learning and getting better at everything for business and personal, but hanging with Burnoff, man, getting to know Trainer and you, Cooker, and Ryan. And it's like when you elevate the people you surround yourself with, everything changes in your life with that too. So it's like, just by plugging into Neucopia and being a part of the scene and connecting with all the other movers and shakers and people that are doing it, you can't help but grow by being around it. So it's been wild, man. I can't wait to see what he talks about, at the event. And I go to everything, man. I'm like Burnoff's #1 fan. I mean, I'm gonna have Burnoff T-shirts at the event probably. I started calling myself Burnoff Jr.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, hey, you guys, I can't thank you enough once again for you guys coming on here. It means a lot. And for all of you out there, this is just going to be a taste test of what you're going to get in San Diego, because it's a lot different when you're in person. And I can't stress that enough to you. I know a lot of you here are already going. You've already got your hotels booked, and if I'm not mistaken, if you're thinking of going, you've got to hurry and book that hotel, by the way, because I know it's getting filled up pretty quick. It's the middle of July. It's San Diego. We've got an amazing rate, and you've got to take advantage of that. Just so I'll get that out of the way right now. I don't even know where the numbers are on that. I know Ryan does, and we can blast on another email sometime later this week.
We're at about 95 to 98% of capacity. So like Rich is saying, if you have been kicking it around, if this is something that is on your radar, just flip the switch, pull the button on it. The rate is amazing, the hotel is amazing, the event is going to be amazing as well. So
absolutely. So I just wanted to Ryan, is there anything else you want to say right now, or Matt? This is such a big day for me. I'm a little overwhelmed at that.
I feel the same way. There's so much that I want to say, and a lot of it just revolves around how grateful I am to be here with you guys and this amazing team that we have. When you think about it, there are people who have never met us in person, who resonated with our message, resonated with what Neucopia stands for, this quest for abundance in all areas of life, which is your money and your relationships and travel and everything that is life, that we deem as success. We've got all these people around the world that we've never met in person, and they're right on the same wavelength with us, and they're out there spreading the message and creating this synergy. And I remember when we were sitting down, and believe it or not, guys, it wasn't hard for Rich and I to really make the decision to actually do this, even knowing technical on the background, like how much fun it wasn't going to be in the beginning. One of the hardest things was to really figure out what we wanted our core message to be, and then the name. Like if you've ever started a business, the name of your business is like the hardest thing ever. I think that took like 2 weeks. But again, all things happen for a reason, and just to have all of you out there getting it and being there with us and sharing and spreading the message that we want so much for so many people on the planet, which is that abundance that we know that they deserve and that they can achieve. It's just so great because Rich and I are pretty out there. We're you know, social people, but we can't reach everybody. And to have all of you out there with us as ambassadors of hope and prosperity, and it's freaking amazing. And then to be able to attract guys like Michael and Nick and Matt and Ezra and all the other people that are supporting us in this goal and this mission, it's really humbling. It's really, really humbling. So if you guys can get to the event, I promise you it will change your life. If you can't make it, you can't make it. But if it's on the radar, just do it. Just do it.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, I guess, you know, we should wrap this thing up. I really, we've been on here for an hour and 45, and I know everyone's busy and coming up, you know, taking the time out of the day. I really appreciate you, Mike and Nick, for coming on here, and it was such a special day to announce Matt Trainer now as, you know, part of Neucopia and my partner, and I can't begin to tell you how that makes me feel. It's so awesome because you guys, literally, I don't even feel like year one was a pre-launch. I feel like it was like, all right, let's lay the foundation down. But now we're about to skyrocket, and I can assure you and promise you that when you've got a team of people that really want something more to help others, and we're all helping each and every single one of you to excel your business, I can't begin to tell you what this is going to be like. I'm not going to put any promises or guarantees, but I can assure you there'll be enough information and tools now that we've got Matt on board with us that I think it's going to excel tremendously. It's going to go through the roof. I somewhat get frustrated because I wish he would have been with us all the way through day one, but I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool. So I'm cool. You're lucky. So, but I'm so thrilled and excited about where we're about to go right now. Not really, I don't mean to be like wishy, like, oh man, I hope. I know for a fact in my heart, I know where we're going to be heading with this thing. This thing is going to get enormous. There's going to be some amazing changes that are going to be made, and it's going to feel like exciting and maybe uncomfortable for some of you, and it's going to feel very comfortable. But either way, it's going to be powerful what we're about to do. So, you guys, I just want to every single one of you guys, Ryan, thank you for everything you've done, man. Seriously, man. Ryan Williams has been the unsung hero behind the scenes of everything, of getting everything set up. You guys don't really get to see what he does. He does all the back-end stuff that nobody wants to do, like setting up this call, getting this, recording this, downloading, rendering. I've heard the word render come out of his mouth. I don't know how he's like, I'm like, hey, where are you, man? I thought, hey, we're supposed to have this meeting. He's like, I'm rendering, I'm doing this. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, you don't know about rendering. I'm like, okay, I got it. So thank you, Ryan, for everything you've done, man, from the beginning of even coming up with the name Neucopia when we were sitting around for 2 weeks going, and some of the names were so goofy that we were like, no, that sounds dumb. Like, Achievement Success Rocket Launcher 2.0.com. Like, what? No, that sounds dumb. Like, that name, we were coming up with some goof. I don't even want to tell you some of the names we came up with. I mean, they were so goofy. So, Ryan, thank you for all you've done, man. I can't begin to tell you enough and let everybody know what you mean to me, my man. And I'm so thrilled and excited. We made it 1 year when there were so many people going, you won't last a year. 98% fail, Rich. What are you doing? Are you nuts? And also thank you to you, Michael Burnoff, because it was July 1st, and I said, what do I, and you and I just privately talked out in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I said, what do I do with this company? I don't know what the hell I'm really doing. I got a good advisory board, and you and Matt and there's so many others, Nick, I've talked with, really are advising me. And I was like, okay, let's go through it. I know I'm smart enough to understand to go to smarter people than me who've done and built companies to go get advice from. So I look back at all of that, and it really, even in my quiet time, I think, and I'm very grateful. I'm fortunate for everything that we've done, and I don't think we've done much yet. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen a year from today. So I can't wait to watch this video in 2014.
I know, it's going to be crazy, right? Yeah, and again, just for me, Michael and Nick, thanks for swinging by on our birthday, man. We really appreciate you taking time out of your day. It means a lot. Thanks.
So,
For sure.
anyone else got anything else to say before we wrap this up?
I just think everyone's lucky to have Trainer, man. That's a huge score, dude. Congrats, man. Fucking awesome.
Thanks for that, Nick. That means a lot coming from you, actually. Thanks for coming on as well from me personally. Ryan, again, thanks for everything you've done. And then Burnoff, you've changed my life in huge ways, and I thank you for your insight and everything. And pushing Rich through this time and pushing me through this time, too, to get involved. So you guys can thank Burnoff for that, too, because he was the one I was going to help me make the final decision. And he said, man, go for it. I think it's the best thing to ever do.
It's a perfect fit.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I'm not going anywhere, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're not?
I'm starting to feel like it was, and Ryan's leaving, kind of. No.
Do we all have to wear black shirts to the event?
Yeah.
That was a question I had.
That's awesome.
They're thinning.
Everybody got the memo.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh. Hey, well, listen, you guys. Really, I can't begin to tell you. I can't. I really can't do it, and begin to tell you how I really feel. In San Diego, I probably will, but this emotionally for me means so much. I mean, I can't begin to tell you because I really felt a year ago. I knew I'd already seen it. I'd heard the quote from Michael Jordan, have the end in mind, have the end in mind. He was interviewed, and like several times they said, Michael, how did you know that you were going to win this championships? How did you know? He's like, I had the end in mind. And I remember hearing that years ago, and I kept it in me. But I had this vision going, I cannot wait for June 4, 2013. And I just went, you know what? You're sharing your screen, Michael, by the way. Michael new on Google Hangout. But he's back. I was trying. Nope, you can't hear you. Can't hear you.
The good news is whatever you were showing on screen was only in the little bitty box on the bottom, so no one really saw what it was.
I was giving away the lottery tickets from tonight. I was checking my inbox to send them to you. I apologize. Forgive me, Cooker. Go ahead. Go back in that moment. You were there. Emotion, San Diego.
No, so I had the end in mind. I knew where we were going to be. I mean, I've always had it when I have a tendency of getting sidetracked. That's just bottom line. I really do. Yeah, I do. That's why I
sidetracked you to be you.
I need a guy like Matt. So it's just that's the way it goes. Matt's kind of quiet, and I'm kind of like the talkative guy. We're kind of like Penn and Teller now. The one guy that doesn't talk, that's him. The guy that talks too much, that's me. Yet, the combination's amazing. But I had the end in mind where I knew for a fact that if we could go 1 year, I said to myself, we go 1 year, and when we go 1 year, from that point on. It was game time. It was like, okay, we're no longer the rookies. I don't want to hear anything from anybody talking about rookie time. Oh, you're a rookie. Rookies don't last. The majority of rookies in the NFL and Major League Baseball, the majority of them don't last. They don't even last. Some of them don't even get through year one, and let alone going to 2 and 3 and 4. And so I am excited of the next 5-year plan. Matt and I were talking about a 2 and 3 and 4 and 5-year plan late last night, and I'm just excited about that because that that drives me. That drives me. You know, we've got a number for how many millionaires we're going to create within Neucopia, and that's exciting. And how many people we're going to create making a multiple six-figure income, and how many people we're going to help a lot of people make over $50,000 a year, and that excites us. And that gets my blood boiling, and it gets it going. And it's more exciting for me when a lot more of my friends and other people have success, because it really, I get excited. I'm not one of them jealous tendencies. I get excited when my friends are making money, because I'm like, awesome, because if you're making money, I know you're having a lot more abundance in your life. You're having a lot more things that are making you a lot happier. And I was not fed with it, so you know, I didn't have a silver spoon growing up. You know, I had to work really hard and at everything I had. And some people don't understand how you get there. And I think with what we're doing with Neucopia, we're able to show people and having to show the belief system, which I know Michael's going to talk about, a belief system in San Diego and that. And so there's a lot I can go on and on and on. Here I go talking because I'm so jacked out of my mind right now. It's 1:53 Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to stop because I'm going to keep going. But you guys, for all of you out there, I mean, all the reps of Neucopia, thank you so much. I mean, I can't begin to tell you how that makes me feel. I want to give a hug to each and every single one of you guys right now. So big hug.